Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Man, how did I not even say that? 2024 was an amazing year for our business, and 2025 looks even better. Watch and see our strategy for the year ahead and how you can plan for success too. So 2025 is going to be a good year for us. We have a lot of plans for growth and strategies, but the thing is how does it actually work? How do I get my revenue from here to being here and constantly be making these steps, okay? Is that possible? Can it just be a continuous growth pattern, or does it hit peaks? I'm here to find this out. I want to push this business as far as it can go. Now, I want you to understand something, that when you think you're hitting a peak, you're not really hitting a peak. You're just hitting a peak of your mental capacity of what it is that you feel you can do. There's always it's a glass ceiling. You can break through it, you can keep on going. It's just that there's difficulties that come along the way. Whether it's growing pains of, hey, I gotta hire some people and take a pay cut, or if it's just the strategies, you're just not sure if they're actually gonna work. But a lot of this comes with just playing with things and understanding that the bigger that you go means the more consistent you are, okay? So my little roller coaster ride of a business, it's not so much so crazy of an up and down. It's just like a little steady waves, okay? You have that eventual dropping up and whatever, but it's a continual little roller coaster, okay? But how do you keep it that way? Everything is consistency. Consistency, persistence. Consistency, persistence. Doing the same thing over and over again. Same thing over and over again. Now I'm gonna say it again, the same thing over and over again. Whether it's advertising, whether it's you doing boots on the ground, putting out freaking bandit signs, putting out door hangers, walking into furniture stores, all of that stuff you have to do on a continuous basis. It doesn't matter how slow you are or how busy you are, you continue to do it. Because if you stop, that roller coaster is way bigger, because you now all of a sudden went way down here and you have to get all that momentum to go back up. Momentum is hard to build. You just need to continue the momentum so that way that you can just continually going up, okay? I know I'm like a fucking butterfly, fucking flying and shit. How do I do this? It's just fucking, I just keep on, I feel like I'm like riding the wind here. But, so scaling the business, it comes with time and effort, okay? A big thing of just growing in general, the first step is getting a CRM for your business. That is a huge plus for your business. All of your customers are in one spot. You can easily look them up. You can have their phone numbers right there, their emails right there, and their addresses. And you want to have all that information, including email, even if you're not doing email marketing. Collect it. They're gonna want it later. CRM is going to be a great way for you to get that initial boost with your business. It's gonna bring consistency. There's gonna be options in there to be able to help you scale your business, because you're gonna understand more. You're gonna see all your numbers right there. You're gonna know that your revenue was this much for this day and you averaged this much for this week. You can see all that stuff in the CRM, and that is where your first big boost is gonna come from. The next one is all the marketing and aspects that you're gonna do, okay? You should always be advertising. And I see a lot of people on here talking about doing it yourself. I'm a believer in both. I've been the guy that's done it all myself, and I've been the guy that, pays for it. But I can tell you this, I've always been the guy that's never had money. It's just, I've never had money to start a business. I've never had money to just throw it and then see what happens. It's always been very boots on the ground. I need to be very impactful with what I can do. That's the strategy, that's the base. What can I do the cheapest to get the most out of it, right? But with marketing, I don't have the consistency in myself to be consistently advertising in a very good way, okay? Now you can advertise, you can boost things, but you can get nothing out of it if you're just putting up bad posts. But when you're hiring a marketing team or a guy that's gonna do it for you, you are paying them for consistency. That is the most important aspect. Me, as the business owner, it is very easy for me to be like, man, I was supposed to do a post 10 minutes ago. I'll just do it tomorrow. It's very easy for me to do that because I can just do that over and over again. Who's correcting me? Nobody but myself in my head, because I know it's happening. I'm in the back of my head saying, hey, you idiot, you gotta fucking do it. But I keep on messing up, right? So marketing is a consistent aspect. If you can pay somebody, do it. You don't have to start with a big marketing budget. You just gotta start. Start advertising on Facebook, start advertising on Google, get that website made. All of that stuff is going to help you in the long run. Because, like they talk about uniforms, they talk about wrapping your trucks and stuff like that. All that's important for the grand scheme of things, but nothing starts out perfect. I didn't start out with uniforms. I didn't start out with a videographer. I didn't start out with all this stuff. I built up into it, and it has grown from where it is. Excuse me. The videographer thing that I do, that was very expensive for me, and it was very scary to be able to just be like, all right, I'm gonna commit to doing this every single month or all the time, but I don't have any expectations from it. My expectation is to do it forever and continue to grow, right? This is part of the business now, but not everybody thinks that way. They want to get a return from it, and if they're not getting a return from it, they're not going to do it. But what if that return takes 5 years? I'm willing to put in that 5 years to get that return, okay? That's what this is for, all right? Now, I would love to have more trucks for my business. I would love to have a location for my business. It's not something that's in the cards at the moment, but this year we are going to be expanding. Whether it's a location, additional trucks, all the above, I have to save and I have to put away, and then it's gonna happen, all right? But for you, in growing your business, you have to take the appropriate steps. All of these little things, whether it's the CRM, the marketing, all that stuff makes a difference. It's going to give you big boosts, okay? Now, here's another thing I want you to think about, all right? Your messaging or your script of what it is that you say to customers when you're on the phone with them, whether it's on the phone, talking, or whether it's through text, email, okay? What you should not be doing is saying, okay. If you're sending messages to clients that are like that, okay, yes, single word, like done, whatever. All that stuff, you are ruining your customer service here. You need to have specific things you're saying to customers. I'm gonna say this again. Over and over again. You should be saying and asking the same questions to every single customer because it is all relevant. Where it's located in the house, is it outside, is it buried, do you have pictures? All of these different aspects, it should be exactly the same questions every single time, just depending on what the product or the project is, okay? But when you're texting clients, there should never be just one word answers. It should not be just thank you. It should not be just sounds good, okay, done, $345, and that's it. You gotta educate your customer. What is it that you do? What is it that you want them to know? And then you address it. You make yourself the leader in the industry. If you address the customer, you repeat what it is that they want, you let them know how you work and what you do, and then you ask questions to qualify the customer, all before you give any sort of price. You have to get all of those answers. I don't care if you're good at texting or not. I'm not a big fan of texting myself, but I've gotten really good at it because it's essentially what I do with customers all day. I get the same things answered over and over again. Fix your communication, it will get you more jobs, okay? Those are really big aspects, whether it's talking, being professional, all right? Hi, my name is Dan. What can we do for you? Where is it located in your house? Thank you. Tell me about the project. I'm so sorry for your loss. All of these different aspects, you want to try to be a representative of your company in a good way. You don't want to be rushed. You don't want to be, what's that word? You don't want to be desperate, okay? You want to be able to controllably say what you need to say, address what you need to address, and let them know what the price is, okay? But you need to qualify everything. Know all of your details before any sort of prices come out, because once you say the price, nothing else is getting in there. And they're not listening anymore. All they're dealing with is the price. You give them the price, you let them know when you can be there, and then you get the job, okay? Those are the things. Now, I know a lot of you guys, you do a lot of pricing on the spot. I'm not a big fan of that. I understand why you do it, because you guys say yes to everything, and you can't seem to differentiate yourself. So, but at the same time, you know, like, relying on pressuring the client on site, whether you think it's pressuring them or not, it's, you know, it's hard, okay? Because now this customer thought it might be $200, you're telling them it's $700, and they don't know how to tell you no. That is pressure. All right, so, but on the phone, I can tell them the price and they can say no. Now, granted, you sold them and I didn't, but then my feeling, or their feeling after they're done with you is not good, but their feeling with me after they're done with me, but their feeling when they're done with me is much more of a respect level, because I denied them, or they knew what the price was gonna be and they knew they wanted to go search for a lesser price. There's lots of different ways to do this, but overall, the plans for this coming year should be growth. You want to get more clients and you want to raise your prices. You want to get yourself off the truck. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Man, how did I not even say that? Get yourself off the truck. I can tell you this, when you are on the phone with the client while you're picking up a desk and trying to get it all out and breathing all heavy, that is really hard to put all of your attention into that client and to the job that you're doing, okay? If you can get yourself off the trucks, you can rely on your guys getting all the work done while you are steadily getting in all that work. You're answering all those calls, you're calling people back and texting them in timely manners. You're doing all this great, okay? You keep it going. But once you can get yourself off the truck, you can focus more on bringing in more business. Always remember that. Don't be afraid to take a pay cut. Just do it. There's a lot of risk in business, but if you don't risk the biscuit, you're just gonna freaking die. I lost it.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit.
You gotta risk it for the biscuit. You have to. You like, there's no risk, no reward, okay? You know, like, if you were gonna go and put yourself in and put money into a savings account, guess what? You can guarantee yourself a 0.01% interest rate per year. But you can also go into the stock market, hope to get 8%, and then also lose 20% the very next month, okay? So there's ebbs and flows with everything. You just gotta keep on moving and be consistent.
Somebody call Dan the man, getting furniture out of your door for sure. Uh-oh.